Hey, so this is part 2 of the different dosha types in Ayurveda. And if you look at my last video, it is all about the vata energy, which is made out of space and air. And so now today I want to spend some time talking about the pitta energy, which is fire and water. So pitta people are going to typically be more on the hot side, more spicy, more active, more in the moving space. And again, that's with the fire energy coming into play. And water, again, can be moving and constantly shifting. And so when we look at people and their dosha types, I know I talk about vata, pitta, and kapha. And again, my last video, I discussed this, but people are generally going to be a blend of all three. They're not going to just be one type only, but there will be one that's usually very predominant. And so when you realize which your dosha type is, then you're able to figure out different food types and such to help to balance that or keep that in the ideal operating state for yourself. So as I read through this, I'd like you to think about if you know somebody who has these qualities, or if you yourself are more of a pitta type. Pitta people are considered to be more pungent, which makes them intense, hot, and irritable. They're usually medium in height and endurance. Their skin is usually light in color and reddens quickly in the sun, after exercise, or when blushing. They sunburn easily and usually have plenty of freckles and moles. Their hair tends to be straight and light in color. Everyone whose hair is naturally red is at least partly pitta. Pitta people sweat easily because of all that heat stored inside, and the sour and salty tastes ensure their appetites are always good. They love to eat because food and drink reduce fire's intensity. If they miss a meal, they may consume some unwary bystander with their stored energy. They love all foods and usually digest well. They have a tendency to lose stools and are rarely constipated. Pitta's powerful fire makes the mind acute as well. Pitta types tend to become quickly impatient around slower or less focused individuals. Pittas usually sleep well because they feel it is sensible to do so, but if they become obsessed with work, they may spend sleepless nights. They apply the same intensity and competitiveness to everything they do, in work or play, and the pungent taste makes them anger easily, even if they don't outwardly lose their tempers. So again, do you know someone who fits the bill of a pitta personality? I know I am actually a blend of the vata pitta energies. I have some kapha tendencies, but very minimal in comparison to my vata and pitta energies. And that's just the way that I am. And so I know this about myself, so I can again do different breathwork exercises to help to reduce the vata energy or the pitta energy. There's a lot of different things that we can do again from a nutritional standpoint to help to keep these energies in balance. Something else I find really fascinating, which is kind of out there, I guess, or completely unrelated to the rest of this in a sense, but the hair loss is actually pitta energy. And that's because it's burning the hair off of our tops of our heads. It's just an excess amount of heat that's trapped in there. And again, it's just burning it off. And for whatever reason, I find that so fascinating, just how the body actually operates. And once you're able to hear it and listen to it and understand it, how much better support that you can give to yourself and do your best to stay more in a preventative maintenance standpoint. And again, that's one reason I appreciate Ayurveda so much, in that it does its best to help individuals stay in a balanced state before they come into a state of dis-ease. And all these little signs and symptoms that come along the way are usually indicative of going to be a future health problem. And so it's really important for someone to be able to understand and read those little signs and symptoms now to make course corrections so that we can stay on the path that we need to for optimal health. Once we become so far imbalanced and major systemic problems start to occur, it is definitely a lot harder, obviously, to make those course corrections. You've got to basically make a full out U-turn and pray that hopefully you're not going to get sideswiped by something and you're going to make it there safely if it gets to that point. So again, do your best to listen to your own body, understand it, and learn it. I was just talking to a client about the fact that our bodies are the best science experiment that we have. We can play with it and we can figure out different things that work. And sometimes what was working yesterday isn't going to be what's working today. And that's okay. We can make changes and adjustments. But it's understanding the body that we are in that really makes the difference in planning out that course of action. Feel free again to reach out to me anytime. Follow me here for additional Ayurvedic tips. I will put out part 3 again, addressing the kapha energy in a few days. And if you are looking for an Ayurvedic practitioner or Ayurvedic doctor in your area, there's some great resources online. You can go to the National Ayurvedic Medical Association of America and look up on their site for some different practitioners if you're looking for someone local to you. But again, feel free to reach out to me or any qualified Ayurvedic practitioner to learn more about this and how to help support your body from the beginning state, as opposed to waiting to the end state and trying to undo what's already happened. Have a great night.